Harden returned, so that was one good positive from last night. Harden returned. It didn't look the best. We were supposed to be on a minutes restriction. They ended up playing, 40 minutes, 41
30,
minutes, I believe?
38, I think.
38. Yeah. So we obviously lost in double overtime. Harden struggled, and, our offense just kind of looked stagnant at times. So I want to ask you guys, what were the biggest takeaways from that double overtime loss last night?
That we lost. I mean, seriously, that's the takeaway. I mean, you going into the season and you seeing that Houston's the team that's got some talent, but is young. And the way they started the season, that's not a game we're supposed to be losing. Especially, we know how tight the East going to be. We know how it's going to be hard for playoff positioning and start off at home. That's a game we have to win. We're supposed to beat them twice. So to me, that's what it's about. We didn't get a game we're supposed to get. Now we got to go get something else that maybe we were not supposed to get. But the position that we're in, we can't keep losing those games. You notice I said we?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I heard it.
We're on the same page here.
Harden, 4 of 19.
Yeah.
All makes came from 3. Didn't hit a 2-pointer. It sounds like a Miami series, Harden again. 4 of 11 from 3, 7 turnovers, more turnovers than made buckets. Almost double, actually, the amount of turnovers and made buckets. He was +4 for the game, so I'm not sure if that means plus minuses just mean absolutely.
Only him and Joel were plus. Him and Joel were plus.
Yeah, he was second on the team. So does that just mean, because a lot of people say plus minus is just garbage. It's a bullshit stat.
I mean, a lot of people are, but let's go to the fact that Doc Rivers used it to defend PJ.
I know. Yeah.
So you can't say now it's garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I mean, he was clearly rusty. We needed him in OT when Embiid went down. I'm trying to think if I think we honestly, I know it's easy to say this now, always. I think we should have had a hard and minute restriction with him. I think we should have been hard about the capping of it. I don't think we should have compromised that, not only for the re-injury, because there's that, but just because we got into a groove without him. I mean, we lost a couple games before he came back, but in general, I think it would have been better to slowly infiltrate him into what we're doing again and not just go full throttle back to him again. I think we would have benefited off that, especially when, I mean, I get why we did it when Embiid went down because we needed a scorer in there, but we were without everybody for like a month almost. So it's not like we're a fish out of water without Harden and Embiid in the game. We're pretty used to that. We actually had a pretty good record without them. So I don't think it was necessary to really force it to him that much. Because he started forcing it too, obviously. I know he's got that Houston thing. He's back in Houston. The emotions are running, I'm sure, that just took over at some point. I just think reacclimating him slowly would have been a better deal. And even I saw Tobias after the game that we have to readjust to, life with Harden again. Which made me think of a question I wanted to ask you. Do you think it should be that way? It should be more of a 50-50 split of Harden kind of reacclimating to what's been going on without him around.
I think the way you handle that, and I've said it, I don't know how many times, is moving him from being the primary ball handler all the time. Don't let him be the primary ball handler all the time. That's how you adjust it. So if Shake is in there, let Shake bring the ball. Shake come in, let him bring it up and move James to the wing sometime. That gives you the different dynamic. But if you're saying we're going to play a certain way, and then you got a guy like Shake, it's not that Shake do things better. It's just that we don't play where Shake's going to have the ball and play one-on-one and dominate the ball. That's not how we play. That's not what's best for him. That's why we don't do it. Mm-hmm. Because that's not what's best for Shake, which means that's not what's best for the team. But when James comes, James has the ability to do it. Doesn't mean that it's necessary. So being necessary and being able to do it, you got to find a balance with it. And like you did say a good point, is like We may get back to that, but it can't be game one. So I think some of that, yes, that comes down to James, Doc, and the team kind of like, yo, let's, saying something or kind of forcing the issue like, hey, man, somebody. And that's where I think it's different nowadays with a lot of these guys. It's like some of these guys are like, hey, man, move to the ball, move to the wing. Like, let's push that. We've been playing fast. You get a little tired, get a little winded, get to the wing, and we'll push it up. Just finding some kind of different balance with that. And it's like we tried to jump right back into the way it was when everybody was playing.
That wasn't working anyway.
But I'm just saying, but plus, and you got a minutes restriction. So it's already restrictions on play. So it's going to be restrictions on that style of play.
Yes. But then it became 38 minutes of it. And then it's like, well, shit, here we are again.
Yeah.
So I think if he had like a 24-minute max, 26-minute max, then yeah, go a little more, hard, nicer ball, let him get readjusted to it, but then go back to like a normal offense again that we've been doing that actually worked when he's off the floor again. So another positive I will say, PJ Tucker, he had 2 threes, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Three.
Yeah, 1?
Yeah, I think 1. PJ? Yeah, I think it was 1.
I thought he had 2. Shoot. Okay.
No, because I remember there was the one where we thought it was a 3. There was ended up being a 2.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Well, you know what? That's for me. I'm going to say it was 2 threes. It was nice to see him, confidently take those shots. Maybe Harden unlocked him again. I don't know. But like we said, 2 threes a game and good defense, and we're good and rebounding. And lastly, I will say Tobias Harris, man, 7 of 8 from 3 through 4 quarters. Didn't attempt 1 in overtime, either overtime. That's criminal. I mean, to go 7 of 8 and then not attempt 1 throughout 10 minutes of game, that's brutal to me, man. I don't, and 1 without Embiid.
So if you say in overtime, so let's just say overtime. I'll give you an example. You play a game and then you get to overtime. Even though overtime is like 5 minutes, it's really played like the last 2 minutes. Unless somebody kind of jumps out there. But so everything's kind of slower, the pace, and we all know Tobias is not really a guy that they're going to go to.
Lean on.
So it doesn't surprise me that he didn't get those shots. It really doesn't. Because you don't have the flow, you don't have the transition. You don't have the guys taking a shot, not getting back on defense. Like, you don't have any of that stuff happening in overtimes because the attention to detail is higher because it's such a lower time and fewer possessions. So do I think that when he has it like that, we need to make a more concerted effort to get him shots? Yes, but it doesn't surprise me that he didn't get shots.
Yeah, he only took 3, I think, in both overtimes total. No 3-pointers, just three twos. You won one of 3, I think.
Well, in the second overtime, they had him posting up more. Like, MB was out, so they had him posting up down low more, so then camping out.
I think with Joel in there, he might have got some shots.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah. I can make an argument, if not for Tobias Harris, we might have just lost that game in regulation by like to 8 to 10 points. I mean, dude, 7 of 8, and we still. I remember at one point I told you, Mark, I was like, dude, he's 7 of 8, and we're like down by 4 right now. What the hell is going on? Like, that's.
Yeah, I mean, a team like that that's young and multiple guys, like, I can see how they can give us trouble if they're making shots with their energy and youth and athletic ability, and I can see it. But we got to find a way to win that game.
Yeah. Yeah, that hurt for sure.
Do you have the rebound numbers? Because it seemed like MB was getting that Fernando guy was having his way with the boards down low.
Yeah, he had a lot of rebounds in short time for sure. I think he had like 8 rebounds in like 15 minutes, man.
That's Reggie Evans kind of stat.
Yeah, I'll pull it up right here. Team stats. It was we won the rebounding. We won it 47-39.
What about offensive boards?
We had double the amount of offensive boards, man.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, we shot terribly from 3, 28%, 10 of 35. They didn't shoot much better. They shot 31%. They went to the line a lot more than we did.
Who you talking about? They out-rebounded us? Which game you talking about?
No, we out-rebounded them.
Who was that?
Houston? Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
I'm saying my box score says it was.
Yeah. No. I was looking at the wrong box score. I don't know why that would come up first.
Yeah, they dominated us on the board.
Yeah, that would make sense. You telling me that, Teja? I was like, what? Are you serious?
Yeah. What are the numbers behind that? I was looking at the wrong box score.
Yeah, 51-39.
Damn.
Woo! Okay, that's more like it.
That makes sense.
Had 16 offensive rebounds to our 11, and then 35-28 defensive rebounds.
Pathetic.
I think Fernando may have out-rebounded Embiid. Yeah, he did. 8-7 in
turnovers were equal. Jabari Smith had 11 rebounds. The steals was just about equal. We had more assists. So it was really the rebounding, which means they took 7 more 2s, 3 more 3s, and 8 more free throws. That's the game right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And 3-point kept us in it.
Yeah.
That's it. Because we shot 47% from 3.
I mean, we made 17. They made 14 threes.
Yeah.
And they shot 8 more free throws. I mean, if you look at the box score and you didn't watch the game, you would think they won.
Mm-hmm.
I was shocked that Embiid only had 7 rebounds. And
3 of them are offensive.
Dude, Smith, Sengun, and Fernando all each out-rebounded him. Like, that's not good. But, I mean, yeah. We didn't have a rebounder off the bench. I mean, Paul Reed only had 3.
I don't think Harold barely played last night. Did he play at all?
5 minutes. He didn't do much. Came in, sneezed, and then came out.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah.